Sure. I'm Michael D'Angelo. This is my twin brother, Steve.
You guys have a 3D mold of the new disc you've been working on, right?
Yeah, I got it here.
Oh man, that's even oh yeah, that's got the a different insert in it than what I saw.
Yeah, so this is the real understable version. This one, it has the foamed insert on the outside, and then it has the black, more dense insert on the inside.
Yep.
So this is the layout that you saw in the video that he was throwing in our last post. Yep.
Okay. So you're gonna get less stable with more weight in the center and more stable
Yes.
as you move
Yep.
the weight to the outside.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
The weight on the outside makes the disc a little more gyroscopic. So it won't spin up as fast, but it'll be way more resistant to change. So it'll actually fly longer, and it'll actually be, it'll have more fade towards the end. It'll have more low speed fade.
Yep. We were talking about it last time, and I know you guys said that you're using a silicone base right now for the inner and outer rings. Are you planning on keeping the same materials in there?
So far, it seems pretty good. We've been in talk with a supplier because we've noticed that in some of the lighter foams, it is a little bit. You can tear it quicker than the shell of the disc,
Okay.
and we don't want that. We don't want one material to wear a little bit quicker than the other one. So they said they have really very high strength, more tear resistant material. So we're going to have those shipped over in April.
Oh,
So I
okay,
think
cool.
I mean the silicone is really good. It's really strong across all weights. I'll see if I can get this insert out and I'll show you. But it's very flexible, which is good too. In order for it to, you see, here's one of the inserts, and you can see it's very flexible. It's very strong. You can pull as hard as you want, and you can't break it. So it's really good in the full density version. We just want to make sure that the lower density versions also have this exact same strength. So we're very
Yeah.
happy with the silicone. We just once we get the full strength one, I think we'll be good. Yep. And the
Cool.
great thing about this is that they can really make it any density that you want across the range. So you can go from this version here is 1.3 grams per centimeter cubed. You can go all the way down to zero point 0.3 grams per centimeter cubed, and anywhere in between, which is excellent. I mean, it gives you such a wide range of shapes that we can create with the disc, which is perfect.
Yeah, yeah, that you can take the same mold and mix and match densities and weight ratios between the inside and outside to make some pretty significant differences to the disc, huh?
Yeah, exactly. We've seen pretty significant difference. With the most understable one, we're getting almost a full roller right out of your hand.
Wow.
With the most stable one, we're getting a nice, it's a tiny bit of a flip and it's flexing out nicely. It's really perfect right now with this prototype version.
I mean, from what it looks like, it's not like I can touch or feel the silicone or anything like that, but it does seem a little more rubbery than what you'd find in a disc. But from the look of it, it looks like it's like the feel is probably something along the line of, like a champion.
No, I mean, and it's got some grip to it. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's actually very similar, I'd say, to almost a disc feel. The reason we have to keep it more flexible too is that, if they're bending a disc, if these inserts are inside the disc and the disc is more flexible than the ring, you would
The
have a
ring.
chance of the ring popping out.
Yeah.
So these had to be at least as or more flexible than the disc. Yeah. I'd say the feel is actually closer to Star Plastic more than Champion. It actually has more of that premium type of plastic feel.
Okay.
Yeah, where the Champion's a little more stiff, I think it has a little more of that, that Star kind of more gummy type feel, I think. Yeah, I'd say that's exactly right.
Between the different densities, there's one of the rings is right towards the outside. Are you going to have the same feel amongst different densities and everything else? And how close to the base mold is that feel going to be?
We're going to try and get close. I mean, so far we've seen with the across the weights that they're actually pretty similar in feel, which is good. Right now, we don't have a base mold in the exact polymer that we're going to use yet. Those are coming in April. We do have a supplier working on it. So right now, all we've had to go by is the 3D printed plastic,
Yeah.
which is very hard plastic, whereas the inserts are very flexible like a real disc would be.
Yeah.
So we haven't really gotten to that feel yet. We definitely want them to be very close and consistent. The good thing is that the ring is so far to the outside that, at least for me and for him, your thumb is actually not on the ring. When I'm throwing, it's actually off the ring. I mean, we do want it to be close and consistent, but we think we've gotten it so far out that it's really where most players won't even feel it.
Okay.
The other thing, sir, is it is angled with the outside rim of the disc. So it is going to be sitting flush. There'll be no ridge or anything like that. So that's another good thing. We're definitely concerned about feel of disc. We're trying to push that. You could create one comfortable disc for multiple shapes. So if the disc isn't comfortable to begin with, we're kind of beat right there. So we're definitely concerned about feel and that stuff. So, when we get that, we worked on a polymer with our supplier. When we get that back and we get the discs, if it really is an uncomfortable feel, then we'll go from there. But we really don't think it's going to be a problem. The inserts are very smooth and they do feel consistent with the disc right now.
Yeah.
But we'll have to when we get the final polymer in.
Yeah, and one thing we're doing is as soon as we get those our prototypes in, we're going to ship them out to players and just get feedback. What do you think? How does it feel? Is there anything you would change? And we're always open to suggestions. I mean, this is, we're not that prideful. We're going to say, oh no, our design is the best. We want as much feedback as we can get from real players.
Absolutely.
What kind of plastic are y'all getting having the base molds done in?
We're starting off with a premium plastic. It's a TPU-based plastic. We'll go from there if we want to make more of the base mold plastics like a DX or something like that. That might be down the line. We wanted to start out with premium. Like I said, we're big on feel, and that's what we both like. We both use G-Star discs, that type of plastic. So that's what we went with to fill our own bag. We'll get players' feedback, whatever they want. We're going to start off with that plastic, but if people want a different plastic, we're going to give it to them. Yeah.
All you have to do is get your heaviest configuration PDGA approved, and everything else falls in line. So essentially, you guys can create any combination of light and heavy rings, on any of your molds, and it'll be PDGA approved. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yep. That's correct. And the base mold will be the exact same one as the disc that they have. We could create a run of 500 and create the entire shop shapes with those discs. So they could call us up and we'll give them the exact same disc with just a different ring configuration, same plastic. Because even sometimes discs are different run to run through manufacturing. If they want 2 first runs, they'll be the exact same disc but have 2 different shop shapes. Exactly.
Right. But just to be clear, the one thing that the PGDA committee was clear on is that they don't want players to be able to take the rings out. So they will have to be fixed in manufacturing. One of the things we originally, thought about was having where the players themselves can swap out rings and create on the fly kind of the configuration they wanted. Yeah. But the PGDA, rightly so, was concerned that players would doctor some of the inserts, add extra weight. For tournaments and stuff. So one of the things that they were very clear on was making sure that in manufacturing it's bonded well to the main hub of the disc and they're not able to swap them out.
Exactly.
The first mold you're going to do is going to be just like that one, right? Kind of a T-Bird style fairway driver.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit under a T-Bird. It's someone on the disc golf course review actually said, you guys should make a buzz and you guys should make a T-Bird and you'd be good to go.
Yeah.
This disc is actually right in between. It's the diameter is a little bit smaller than a buzz, but it's a little bit bigger than a T-Bird.
Okay.
The rim depth is very similar to a buzz. We like it's 1.3 centimeters. We really like to have a little bit of a grip on it.
Yep.
The overall height and most of the other dimensions are right in between those 2 discs. So we're really aiming for a little bit longer mid-range, but something you could still really drive with. So right in between, sort of.
Yeah, and that I mean,
think it's a hybrid driver.
Yeah, the plan is to for our first round, obviously, is to fit the most shot shapes that we can. We want to make the most versatile disc we can with the first mold, and then obviously in the future we'll expand it to a pure driver. Or more of a putt and approach disc. But with our first disc, like you said, we were trying to find that perfect range and just getting people's feedback. It seems like a longer mid-range, kind of shorter fairway driver right in there is what most people are looking for. So that's what we decided to go with.
So right now you got a fairway driver. What's the next step for you? What's the
I
next
think
disc?
right now we're working on for our next disc. We're going to do the putt and approach disc.
Yeah, and like we said, the course that we play is very wooded. So there's really not a lot of opportunity to throw a big driver. Actually, most of the time you're either throwing putter off the tee or you're throwing, a fairway driver or mid. So we'll probably make a putt and approach disc. It'll give players around us the most use.
Yeah.
We'll be able to get the most feedback. So that'll probably be our next venture.
Anything else you guys want to tell us about the disc or anything like that?
Just that we're looking for as much feedback as possible. We'd love to get them in people's hands. If anybody has any ideas or anything like that, could shoot us. That's what we're looking for. We want to keep this open to the community as much as possible. Yep. We're not trying to guard anything. We're not trying to be secret about anything. We'll give people dimensions. Tell us what you're looking for. I'd really say that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome, man. Well, it was great talking to you guys again. You want to plug your social media or anything like that?
Cool, absolutely. Check us out on Facebook. It's Facebook-Ozone Discs. Our website is ozonediscs.com.
We have a Twitter account, Ozone Discs. Everything is Ozone Discs. We're pretty easy to find. And if anybody hears anything about new discs coming out, let us know, man. We love to try new plastic, and we love to highlight it on our site. And if anybody wants to, sign up for our newsletter. Every month we put out information about Ozone Discs. We pick a disc of the month where we try to review it. And that's about it.